Hello and welcome to the channel. Black Friday is upon us. Well, nearly. A few more days. We're going to look at what's happened since our last market watch. What's going to happen in the lead up to Black Friday. Where we can put coins in order to hopefully make some coins. So we looked at Mbappe before. And we looked at the graph for him for last year. These are all the top tier sort of players. This is what people are still going to be working towards. So we said that looking at the graphs last year, Mbappe was lowest on the Sunday, Monday before the Black Friday. That's sort of like Monday morning sort of like period. He was lowest, and we thought a similar thing would happen this year. So if I go across to Sunday, we predicted that later on in the day, probably like past 10, which, have a look at his graph, 1.56 there, and the Monday 1.55. So he did drop fairly. Rebounds a little bit during the Monday session, drops even further the Monday night. That's the risk that you sort of like go at from like going off of previous sort of like prices. Some stuff does change, although he hasn't overly dropped under that 1.5 mil. Although it looks like his lowest point at the moment was the Tuesday. And I'm wondering whether, because of the best of, which people should have known anyways, but the best of releases and that coming out, that with Mbappe not being in packs, well being in packs, but his special version, so the gold one will not be in packs, that will affect his price, and he will have a rebound sort of like leading up to Black Friday. I think you'll still have that daily, these sort of like daily sort of like swings, although with the Tuesday it looked like he was just carry on rising. Today so far, this is Wednesday pre-content when I'm recording this video. He has continued rising up to about nearly 1.7 before having a bit of a drop pre-content. You will probably see this leading up to Friday, and that you will see I reckon higher highs and then higher lows, so you will find that he probably won't drop as much as down here, and that will happen sort of like daily leading up to the Friday. But the risk you go with this is, you know, we could always be wrong, but we've been fairly on point so far with most of this sort of stuff. So with the mega mass of different cards that are going to be released of the best of in Friday, I would be very careful of holding any of them. Like we said in the previous video, they're going to get packed a lot, especially in that first hour. So Black Friday rolls around, and when we go up to content time, it's going to be up, down, all over the place, I reckon, throughout the day. But leading up to the content and that, you'll probably find it dip a little bit pre-content, and then have a momentary like crash through the floor a bit when content comes around, because of the amount of packs that people have saved up. Massive packs. People are trying to flood the market to sell their players straight away because they want their coins. And then once that sort of like initial flood of players coming onto the market has sort of like subsided, then you will find a rise in the market. When people have their coins, they're thinking, who do I buy? Going out to the market, buying the players that they want to buy for their teams, for Weekend League or whatever other tournaments and stuff are out at that particular moment. So you'll find that massive demand. You because everyone's sort of like sold so much and then are waiting for Black Friday. What we've seen in previous years is the market has actually gone up, but then carried on going up, sort of like over what you think their value would be, and it's sort of like overextended almost because of the demand is outweighing the supply. It then becomes overextended, and then you will find that it will then crash back down, as in taking a correction down to what the sort of true value would be of the cards at that particular moment. So coming into, I think you're going to have a similar sort of like thing with this weekend. You're going to have it overextended on the Friday into the sort of like later sort of like time, and then it will have a bit of a crash sort of like later on, and then like we've seen before this year with the sort of like Friday sell-offs, the Saturday sell-offs, and Sunday sell-offs as people were finishing their weekend league, selling their teams. I still think you're going to have a similar thing happen. So I think with any players that are going back into packs that you're wanting for your teams, you're going to have to be very careful with them if you're not wanting to, if you're not willing to sort of like lose coins on them. So we're going to have them going up, being overextended in that on the Friday. Might be worth like literally playing with them a bit after content, getting a few games in and stuff, and then re-gauging what their price is at that particular moment. If it's gone up and you think it's overextended and it's going to have a correction the next day, which is the same sort of thing that other traders and that do with the Friday flips and that. But what I'm saying is you're getting some games use out of that card before then selling it on. So if the market becomes overextended, or you just have a look after a couple of games and see it's up plus the 5%. Always remember about the 5% tax, EA tax. Greedy EA. So, yeah, so when that's over, if it seems like a good price and that, just sell it. Wait till the next day. It's probably going to be a lot lower the next day, in my opinion. I'd still think that it's going to have, especially if you're playing your games on the Sunday, or sort of like later on the Sunday. There's no need to sort of like get in when the demand is really high. You want the demand a bit lower and those prices coming back down during that correction. And even if you've sort of like got them later on Sunday and that, and they still drop a bit Sunday night into Monday morning, you still got that like most of the week where they should be holding their value fairly well, so you can get some use out of the cards before then reselling them if you want to. So what are we going to be looking at? So what we're going to be looking at, I still stick by it. I'm going to be looking at players for Evos as close to discard value as possible. Players like Good League, Good Nation, rating that is going into sort of like Evos. Not necessarily Team of the Weeks, although Team of the Weeks do have that extra layer of they're needed in SBCs a lot. So they could go up with Team of the Week prices. Any fodder cards, 88s, 87s, 86s. I'm not sure about the higher rated ones at the moment, although there is a thunderstruck Torres SBC coming out. So you might find that already players like Rodri have shot up a lot in price. Let's have a quick look at Rodri's graph over the last day. I don't know when the leak was for Torres. So he's been fighting about 28, 29k, and now he's up to, what is that, 32 was it? 33. 32, 33k now. So he will probably continue rising and have daily swings around the content time, depending on when the Torres SBC will be released. But as a player to sort of like watch, always selling the hype. The demand for people doing the Torres SBC will probably not be enough to keep that card that high. It's not like a repeatable icon pack or something like that. It won't be enough to sort of like keep it higher, in my opinion, because it's a very sort of like specialized player. So I'm just going to look at 88s, not the other ones, but they are up a little bit at the moment, 14.5k. There's probably going to be a lot of demand for SBCs coming out. That will probably keep the price a bit higher. However, if that drops to 13k, 12.5k before Friday, I would be picking some up, wait until they rise to 15, 16k, and just sort of getting some coins from doing that. Also, Big Dan Burn, can you please come down in price? Because I want to pay about 300k, not 400. All right, even though super rare has big swings. Minus 42k? Why is he minus 42? Seriously, look at these swings. Look, this is hourly. Is this there? This is literally today. We've gone from 417k, get to 11 o'clock. He's down at 350, and now he's back up to 400. Well, you're getting 400k. You're getting 20k tax. If you bought him at 350, you're getting what, 30k. And if you do that every day, does it work like that every day? Because you are probably seeing swings every day with this sort of thing. Well, I mean, different time periods. It was 11 before. No, it's 11 there. Is 11 like the magic? Is 11 like the magic number or something? 355, 406, 358. Well, 38. Oh no! Oh no! I got down to 344 there, boy. 340, 375. So look, 340, 350, you can get some pretty good swings with him on the daily. This will be carry on going daily, especially with the Black Friday panic. You're going to see more volatility, more of those swing highs, swing lows, especially for a card that is rarer on the market and can have those rarity spikes and that as well. So I keep on using Dan Burn as an example. You will probably find other cards do this sort of like thing as well, but we're looking for the rarer ones. So here we go, the hourly of Victor Osimhen. We've got literally from 1 o'clock there to 4 o'clock, nearly 100k swing. It's just these cards. These are like, oh, such a money maker. If you got like, obviously we don't all have like freaking 10 mil to chuck into cards, but yeah, like, you know, you got a fair chunk of change to put into them. You're making a fortune, ain't you? Yeah. All right. I'm just going to go back to these players, but using Mbappe as an example because he is like one of the sort of like top tier ones. With him being in the best of team of the week and his card being out of packs, his card is out of packs for the duration of the promo, as far as I'm aware. So his gold card should hold its price very well, sort of like throughout the week. However, when he's going to go back into packs, then we usually see those cards get about to go back into packs, then crash down, have another correction back down to another what is their then new true value. So I'll be very careful with any cards that are going out of packs, but the gold version. So you'll have ones like Yamal that people were moving from Ja. Yeah. Germ. No. Camel. Oh. Why do I keep on? Why do I keep on thinking Jamal? It's Yamal. Yamal. Okay. Anyways, okay. A player like Lamine Yamal, probably butchered that name. He's going out of packs because of a special card and that. You'll probably find that he will hold his value fairly well up until he then goes back into packs, in which case he will probably crash down to. He'll crash down a lot. So these are okay sort of like cards to have whilst they're out of packs. However, when they go to come back into packs, especially with the power curve shift, I'll be very careful and sell them like before they go back into packs. Preferably a couple of days before they go into packs, so not everyone else is trying to sell them at the same point. Okay, so we're all excited for the Thunderstruck promo, and I haven't really had many leaks at the moment going around it. However, I'm sure we will get many leaks over the next couple of days, and it will ruin that anticipation for us. Or maybe it'll get us more hyped. Who knows? Okay, this has been Tark's Foot Flips, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.